Okay, let's see. That was fun. I've been doing some behind the scenes tech work here on YouTube to get myself live, and I'm hoping this works. It does. Okay. Hi. Hello. Welcome. I hope this is coming through nice and clear and that you can hear me and that you have found it. Welcome if you're here live. If you're watching the replay, welcome. My name is MA. And we're going to talk about your sacred sanctuary today. And I'm doing this as part of a series of videos called Everyday Magic. And if you want to access a lot of other free resources that I'm creating as part of Everyday Magic, you can do so in the link in the description. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. One of the resources that you'll find if you follow the link is some principles that I've created for every video that I'm doing. Every video that goes live is in that portal, so you can watch it there. You can watch it here on YouTube. And also you can access these, for example, are ones I did for Sacred Sanctuary. You'll print out the page and then I just cut these up so I can put them in my journal. So let's take a breath and take a moment to come into a space of serenity and magic. If you're watching this, I know you're a brave, magical soul out there in the world doing their thing. And I wanted to create a series of videos where I'm basically taking what I've learned over the past 8 years of really working through my magic and developing practices and things that have helped me in my own life in multiple ways, multi-dimensional ways, to really become a freer and more luminous and more authentic version of myself, more grounded and clear and focused on the things that I'm creating. If you're anything like me, you have big projects and big ideas and big dreams in your soul, and you want to find ways to feel into and flow into a stream of creativity and possibility for yourself. So that's what this week is about. And today we're focused on, again, sacred sanctuary. Ideally, wherever we dwell, our home is a sacred sanctuary for us. And that's not the case for everybody. There's lots of different energy swirling around wherever we go, whether we're home, work, outside. So while it is ideal to have your entire home feel like a sacred sanctuary, and what is a sanctuary? It is a refuge. It is a place where you feel safe. It is your safe haven. It is a place where you go to replenish and renew and collect your thoughts again, and maybe release some things that have been piling up for you and allow yourself to start anew and reset. So what I wanted to do is to pick what I think are the 3 spaces in your home, the place where you live, that you can really activate as your sacred sanctuary. Imagine your sanctuary as this place that has your soul signature. You have your own energetic frequency. Isn't that fabulous? And the more you work your magic, the clearer that frequency becomes for you and also palpable for the world around you. But for now, we'll focus on you. Magic is the movement of energy. Magic is the movement and the transformation of energy, and your energy plays center stage in the equation of what we call walking our magic, what I call walking your magic. So where you have a sacred sanctuary is where you can basically park yourself, feel into your soul signature in a space that feels safe for exploration, safe for release, safe to practice your magical spells if that's something that you're going to get into, your divination, your planning, your dreaming, and again, your releasing. It's a place where you can work with the moon, full moons and new moons. It's a place where you can make art. It's a place where you can write or just sip on a cup of coffee or tea and just be you. So what are these 3 places, these 3 practices that I'd love to inspire you that you can start doing right away? That's the other thing about this series. I wanted it to be things that you can take right away and implement as soon as you watch this video. The first one is your shower, the place where you bathe, your shower, your bathtub, whatever configuration you have where you bathe, whenever you bathe, morning, night, middle of the day, it doesn't matter. I think it is the best space to begin the practice of clearing your energy, of releasing energy that is not yours and bringing your energy back. A shower, no matter how long or short, is an ideal place to not only cleanse your body, but cleanse your energy, to really set the intention to like bless. It's like bless your body with the water that runs over you. And what a blessing that we have clean water to bathe, clean water to provide the things that we need in our homes. So how do we do this? Well, my favorite way, and it's oh so simple, but incredibly powerful, is you get in your shower and allow the water to just hit the back of your neck, right here, the nape of your neck. And you can even just feel into that. Just I'm just thinking about it, and it feels so nice to have that water hit there, that space right here. And what I do is I will say, you can say this, in a whisper out loud in your heart, but I will basically say and intend to call in all of the energy that I have dispersed throughout the day in every way. We are constantly dispersing energy in conversations, in transactions at stores, transactions with people in relationships, the emails we send, the text messages we send, the ways that we're constantly reaching out to connect in some way with someone or something in our life. It's basically little like sparks of our energy that are flying from us. And at the same time, we're also taking in the energy of people, of spaces, of things, emotions. And if you're a highly sensitive, intuitive person like yours truly, we tend to become sponges for that kind of thing. You feel things that you don't even know where they come from. So what do we do in the shower is we do this dual purpose of both bringing back our energy, and you literally tell yourself, I now bring back my energy from all places and all spaces. From everything that I put out today, I now bring my sacred energy back in. And I release any energy that I have inadvertently taken from anybody or that anybody else has inadvertently placed upon me. It happens in both ways. Energy transactions are very real. And if you're feeling really stuck or stagnant or feeling like just this heaviness that you can't quite explain, doing this practice will begin to help you alleviate that and begin to ground and center you. And it's pretty miraculous because it's very quick. So regardless of how crazy your household is while you're taking the shower, if you have kids, people you care for, if all you have is 5 minutes, you don't need any more than that. Just an intentional 1 minute, even if it's a 5-minute shower, an intentional 1 minute to call back your energy and release any energy that you have inadvertently taken on is beautiful. Do it every single day. Do it every day, and you will see the shifts begin to happen. You might probably, for the first time you do it, feel a sense of release and relief. So that's my first one, shower. Bonus tips, if you want to add elements to your shower, like an essential oil, I have this little eucalyptus spray that I spray every time I shower, and it just immediately brings my senses back online. And get other things in your shower that you love. Get a nice scrub that feels good for you. Get things that activate your senses. And we can do that with the combination of water. We have all these beautiful elements happening in the shower at the same time that can reconnect us back to our essence and the purity of water, which that's a whole other video about working with water in your magical practice. Let me know if you're curious about that one as well. By the way, do you like my star? I have a pimple there. So this is a little pimple patch. Isn't it cute? Do you remember Rainbow Bright? I used to love Rainbow Bright. I might do a Rainbow Bright star later today. Okay, so what is the second recommendation that I have for you is to create an altar space in your home. Some of us may be able to display our altar out and have it be part of our experience. And some of us, like I was for a while, may have an altar that's a little more incognito, maybe in a private space. It could be wherever. And it could be a beautiful display of your magic, or it could be a very intimate, again, sort of mystical incognito display of your magic. And it is all for you. It is meant to be a space where it's a refuge, again, a safe haven where your soul signature begins to imprint in the space. So every time you approach it, you feel a sense of warmth and home and safety. Your energy will increase, your energy signature and your soul signature will increase over time the more you work with a space like this, like an altar, for example. The most basic way to start an altar is to think about the 4 elements and include one element of each. Fire, a candle. Earth, you could bring in crystals or maybe a potted plant. Water, you can either bring a container of water that you can clean out and replenish, a jar of water, or something that's emblematic of water, the ocean, for example. And by the way, you could do this with physical elements. You can do this with pictures. You can do this with things that are symbolic. So don't think there's only one way to work your magic and to create an altar space. Your altar should be as unique as you are. And then finally, air. So if you want to have some incense or feathers, I love having feathers in my altar to represent air energy. And what I'll also do to include the water element is I'll charge some moon water under a full moon and have a jar of that just sitting there until the new moon. And then I'll do something with that water. Maybe I'll paint with it. Again, there's lots of different uses for the magical elements that we can include. But having an altar space where you can come back in to light your candle, to cast your own spells, your intentions, to weave a sense of possibility through your day, no matter what craziness is going on around and how chaotic life feels. It's an opportunity for you to not only recharge yourself, but to charge the environment around you. What I have found about magic is it is one of the ultimate gateways to your courage. Why? The more you crack yourself open to really allowing your magic to be seen, maybe right now it's feeling like a clenched little inside, and you're like, I want it to pulse out and everywhere around me. Start with your altar space. Start with a space where you can radiate out your energy to replenish. What happens is that your courage begins to just find its home. Your courage wants to find its home in you. What a beautiful thought that is. Imagine courage being this stream, this energy that wants to move its way through you and out into the world, through the actions that you take, the things you create. That's why I'm so big on creatrix energy and what I call creatrix consciousness, which means that we're turning our light into form. We are creating based on the beautiful ideas that we have. We are putting our ideas out in motion, in form, in the world. Creating an altar where you can literally bring to form the things that you love, the things that feel true to you, is a remarkable way to begin to claim your space, your authenticity, your own luminous high vibe, and to be brave and courageous to express who you are and watch that altar grow. Because, my friends, sometimes it starts out with a little bit of just, oh, okay, I have it here. Maybe it's next to your bedroom. Maybe it's in your bathroom in a little corner. Maybe it's in a closet. Maybe it's just tucked in somewhere in a drawer. It doesn't matter. It is yours and it's your space to charge. But watch that altar grow. Watch you get more and more comfortable with your magic and then start to display things that are this is me. And that in turn inspires the world around you. You rise and everybody else rises with you. But it takes that working that courage muscle. Again, if you want more ideas about altars and different elements and what to include, I'm happy to continue creating resources around that because it is one of the best ways to begin. Your altar could also be dedicated to the things that you love. Let's say you're starting a new project. You can create an altar for that project. Let's say that you want to honor your inner child. Add pictures of you as a child. Let's say that you want to honor this future vision of what you are creating. Hey, add some vision board type items to your altar. Make it a space that lives and breathes, Also, your altar should be transforming and evolving with you. It's not a space where you're just going to set it and forget it. What was that thing that you set and forget? Not like that. Your altar should be this sort of living, breathing entity that comes from you. It has its own ideas. So check in with it and see, well, what would you love to have? What would feel good right now? You can change it with the seasons. You can change it with the wheel of the year. You can change it with the moons. You can add your oracle cards or divination tools to it. The sky literally is the limit, and then some. There is no limit. So altars, incredible. And then the third practice that I would love to encourage everybody to do, and this is one of my favorite ways to come back to my own magic, is a creative sanctuary. For me, this is my creative sanctuary. This is a notebook that I have had several versions of. I'll start one, end it, and then start another one. So I have a little collection of them. And in here, I will write poetry. I will draw watercolor. I will journal. I will write about my dreams. I write my spells. I connect in with myself and the things that I'm channeling and my pieces of divination. This space for me is sacred. And the beauty is that I can take it wherever I go. I usually leave it at home. I don't take it outside of the house. There's something about that, unless I'm traveling, and then, she comes with me. But this, and then paired with this little bag that I have, this is like my little sacred sanctuary combo, where I have some tools, some pens, a couple of markers, things that I've decided over time are kind of my non-negotiables. Of course, I have other goodies here sitting in my drawers in my office, but this is my sacred space to create, to dream, to release, to get closer to who I am and get closer to my magic, to keep unlocking the doors of the mysterious path that unfolds in front of me. Having a creative sanctuary, I also thought a wonderful practical way to do it is to think of something creative in your life that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's also the type of journaling for you, or maybe it's knitting, or maybe it's, watercolors. I also love playing with watercolors, but have whatever tools in a little box, in a little carry case, in a caddy, and have that be imbued with your creative soul signature. Part of what I'm including as part of the resources for everyday magic is a blessing, and I actually wrote this morning, and it is so beautiful. But you got to go check it out on the link. It's available for download, totally free, and some journaling questions all about sacred sanctuary. Plus, when you access in the portal, I should add, there's also a beautiful creative exercise called Cosmic Smash Booking that I did with one of my dear friends, Kat. And in it, we talk about sacred sanctuary, because I believe that modality that she created many years ago is a prime space for your soul sanctuary. Again, we want it to be someplace that is easy to access. That's why I was thinking, okay, shower, mini altar, art situation, creative space, because I want us to have readily accessible, practical things that don't take a lot to get them together. Your spiritual / magical life and your real life, if you want to call it that, get to be interlaced. So often, and I was talking about this last night in the full moon ceremony, which is also in the Everyday Magic portal. I was talking in this full moon ceremony about this sort of rupture that happens between our spiritual life and our everyday real life. Again, we feel like it's kind of compartmentalized. Like, we're either dipping here, we're dipping there, we're getting in and out. And so when we're in a space that feels very sacred, nourishing, spiritual, magical, fill in the blank what that is for you, we're like, and then we open the door and go out into a world that feels like a cacophony of just like chaos that doesn't align with who we want to be. And yet I invite you to also see the chaos as an opportunity for creation. From chaos, many, many powerful things can be born. So pay attention to that. We're sitting in a very potent astrological time right now. I love working with the cosmos to co-create my reality and work with other people in that way. We are just ahead of the eclipse portal. So we are sitting in a time right now where whatever you decide to embark on is going to be a vehicle for your transformation into your next sort of level in the spiral. Our growth, our spiritual growth is not linear. It's like a spiral. And so the way I see it is we have these like stretch moments where our soul is like really wanting to like click up a new level in the spiral. And that is a lot of what's happening to many of us. And we are holding this belief, this optimistic, hopeful belief. And we're also grounded in the here and now, creating and not allowing a lot of the old forms and belief systems to hold us back any longer. So kind of went on a tangent there, but your sacred sanctuary as a creative space, I definitely recommend you check out the Cosmic Smash booking session that I did with Kat. It was beautiful, and I've created some things with her. I remember the very first page I created, which is behind me, this piece right there on my easel that I see now. This was like 5 years ago, and I see now a lot of what I put on this paper that maybe didn't fully understand at the time, how it's reflected in my life right now, or it's really come to light in ways that are just like chilling. So I'd love to hear in the comments, and hi, I see the comments here about Rainbow Bright. Yes, absolutely. And I see that Nova, you have your art bag. Do you have resources on how to set up everyday magic type journal? Oh, I can totally do something like that. Yes, how to set up the journal. I love that question. I'll keep that in mind. So I'd love to hear in the comments, which area of your home are you inspired to dial up with your magic? Shower, altar, creative space, caddy, journal type situation. Again, make it something that is easy for you to access, almost becomes like a no-brainer, so that you don't have to overthink when you have that drive to create. Also, in our busy lives, we don't have a whole bunch of time. Part of the challenge we have is that we have this thing about, oh, I can't make the time. Trust me, we can all create a pocket of time to do something that is nourishing and will fuel us for moving forward. Let's see. I also wanted to so yeah, just share in the comments what corner of your home do you want to like liven up with your magic. And if you have any other questions for me, you can pop them in the comments here. I'd love to continue the conversation as we keep building on this week. And I also have some questions. I had some beautiful people that were filling a survey. Oh, good, Melissa. I'm so glad to hear that. So I have this survey as part of the Everyday Magic event. And one of the questions is, do you have any questions for me? And I've got a bunch of incredible questions, so I'm going to read them throughout. And that's going to be how we end up these videos every day. The first question comes from Greta, and she says, what's been your most nourishing practice recently? And I have to say, my most nourishing practice recently, I'm going to go back to my to my notebook here. This is one that I just started. I started it on the full moon in Aries on last Friday. And this is an example here of this. I'm going to watercolor, but I wrote blaze your own path, because this is very much about Aries energy. And these here are drops of a red candle. I did a confidence spell for myself, and I guided some of my clients to do a confidence spell with a red candle. And so I just sprinkled some of the melted wax once the candle was complete on this page. And then I'm going to add some watercolor to this. So that's how I started it. And then here, again, I wanted to, this felt like such a beautiful first start of this new season of my life. This everyday magic experience feels very indicative of a new chapter that I'm opening, that I've been working over many years to get to this point. And I feel like I wanted to really honor that. So I started adding, and you can do the same with the printables. let's see. Yeah, I have this little write up about the moon. I'm going to keep adding some more stuff here. So those are just some examples of what this looks like. And I used to be a lot more precious about these kinds of journals, and now I just really love to play in them. It feels very freeing to just do whatever, make mistakes. It doesn't matter. Nova says, my biggest challenge with keeping an altar is my cats make a mess. I love that. Yeah, and I'm thinking, oh, if you put it up high, but cats will get anywhere. I don't know. Maybe you can find. Oh, I have an idea for you. Okay. I think they have this in IKEA, and it's this really cute, if they still have it. It looks like a tiny greenhouse, or maybe find it someplace else, maybe at a thrift shop, but it's this tiny, looks like a greenhouse, but it's encased in glass. Maybe you can put your altar in there. Of course, you can't light a candle in there, but hey, that's an idea to keep some elements on there. But yes, I don't have any cats. I have a 6-year-old who I have also encouraged to have access to my magical things respectfully, but I want him to have access to magical things and to have that be part of his experience. It feels important for me as a mom, and he loves it. So he'll draw cards for me and tell me, and he'll grab my crystals and, all that stuff. The other day, we had a little cousin that came over to visit because we were heading to a baseball game, and they both came into the office, and I was out there just kind of eavesdropping to hear what they would say, because in my office / magical studio that I share with my hubby, I have all my stuff out here. And Skylar goes to his cousin. His cousin asks, oh, so who works here? And Skylar goes, my mom. She does a lot of magic in here. And he just said it in a way that I was like, my heart. Now, if I had looked back at, well, he's 6 years old. Even when he was a baby, I was not at all as connected to my this kind of frequency of magic that I am right now, which means being connected to me, feeling at ease with it. I was so and now to have my child say, oh yeah, she does a lot of magic here. It's the most normal thing in the world. That to me is I'm doing something right. Let's see, Sage, you're setting up a kitchen altar. I love, love, love that. And then Roberta says, I have a few altars I've kept for years now. I'm feeling inspired to freshen them up and recharge their energy. Yes, this is an incredible, incredible time to do that. See October as a really potent month of transformation. It already is, even if things astrologically weren't happening as intense and dramatic as they are. I always think in a good way. I always think it's in our favor for growth, but it is a huge, huge, huge month. Nova needs to learn how to not be so precious with her journals. I was there once, and I'm now all over the place. And Jennifer says, my son told his teachers I was a witch. I'm not sure they thought, but I was proud. I love that. Yes. I talk to my son about that all the time, and it's cool. It's cool to have the conversations with them and see what they think about it. And hear their point of view. Kids can bring us back and ground us in 2 seconds. So, let's see. So, most nourishing magical practice. I had another question from Taliesin. And by the way, Greta and Taliesin, thank you for joining the Full Moon Circle last night. I saw you. Where do you recommend beginning your magic journey? I always recommend beginning our magic journey working with the moon, new moons and full moons. New moons are great for renewal, something new, planting a new seed. Get to know the new moon and what sign it's in. Even those two things will already give you a little snapshot of how to work with that magic and co-create with the cosmos during that time. And then full moons are great for releasing. And again, even if what you do is you look at when the new moon is happening and look at the sign it's in and look at the archetype of that sign and come up with a few ideas, simple ideas of something new that you can begin with the energy of the new moon. A seed you're planting, something you're taking action on. That is already a beautiful way to begin working with the cycles of the moon. And then 2 weeks later, like clockwork, you're going to have an incredible full moon. The full moons are wonderful for releasing, completion. Something has come to maturity and you want to just like be able to let it go or honor its growth in some way. It's like this abundance of energy that happens. Same. Look for the sign that the moon is in. Extra, if you want to go there and you know your astrology chart, is understand where your moon sign is. Understanding your sun, moon, and rising / ascendant are wonderful ingredients and pieces of the puzzle to get to know yourself and what your soul wants to create in this lifetime. So you can add that element there as you're working with the moons as well. But that to me is, is the main easiest way to begin our magical path, at least in my opinion. So thank you, Taliesin, for that question. And then Sharon, this is one that I got a few times. How can I stay focused? Too much monkey mind. Sharon, I hear you. I have a phrase all the time that I say, focus and flexibility, focus and flow, focus and flow. We want to be in a space where we are, and this again goes back into this intersection, at the intersection between our masculine energy and our divine feminine energy. The divine feminine energy is receptive, it's flexible, it's in flow. The masculine energy is focused, it goes, it creates. And when we have those two in alignment, right, that is the sweet spot. We can't push too hard, we can't do too much, and also we can't just sit passively and wait for things to happen. When either of those are happening in our lives, then we have the opportunity to bring them back into equilibrium. I'll also mention one of my favorite goddesses. I love working with goddesses and goddess archetypes and archetypes in general to help us through the archetypes, basically like embody the energies of what we're aspiring to create. And archetypes are something, and spirit guides that will come to you in different moments of your life, in different moments of your journey to provide assistance. And that's one of the other beautiful things about walking in magic and tapping into your intuition and having those spaces where you connect with the unknown, that then you can begin to receive these little inklings and messages about guides that might want to work with you. One of my favorites is the goddess Artemis, also known as Diana. Artemis is the goddess of focus. She's the goddess of the hunt. She's the goddess of the moon. Artemis has this incredible bow and arrow, and she has the focus. And also, I always imagine Artemis in the forest, going on the hunt, listening very intently to everything happening around her, breathing deeply, and having the focus to shoot the arrow precisely where she wants to get to. Artemis is fantastic when you want to embody that sense of focus, because she will help you shoot your arrow where it needs to go and have the follow through. It's a very sort of decisive, clear energy, but also she works with the moon. And so there's this beautiful combination of, again, the different elements that I was mentioning that I think can come together in a brand new flow. And a lot of what we're doing right now, and you're probably feeling this, and if you are, I'd love to hear in the comments, is you're feeling into a big shift in how you desire to do things, certainly a call to your purpose, which you've probably had for a long time. But you're also probably looking around you and realizing that the ways that things have been done no longer resonate with you. So you're kind of sitting in this in-between spot where you're like, it's not this and it's not that. What is it? Well, we're in a moment of transition. We're in a moment of a lot of release of old paradigms, old stories, old energies, and embracing new forms and new ways of doing things and new ways of being in the world. The hardest, most challenging thing about all of this is that it requires a lot of courage and a lot of leaning into who you are, and basically being in a trust fall with yourself, your purpose, your magic, your goals and your dreams, time and time and time again, with every moment, with every breath, a trust fall, while you are coexisting with other people, other experiences, other challenges, while you are doing the laundry, taking the kids to school, taking care of your loved ones. etc., etc., etc. That is a reality that I share with each of you who are in a space where you dream about having all this available time to work your magic, but it's just not the reality. And that's okay, because we can interlace the magic in our lives. And that has certainly been, at least for me, the antidote for a lot of the pain that I've been experiencing over the past few years. So let that be a source of inspiration, and hopefully you took away something really good and juicy from this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and sharing and liking and commenting, and for being here and walking the path. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And again, there's lots more good stuff over in the Everyday Magic, including some secret codes that I have all the way if you scroll to the very bottom of that page to work one-on-one. If you want to do a reading with me or do some coaching, I got some juicy discounts in there. So having said that, I wish you the best. You're very welcome, Melissa. Thank you for being here on my Love and Stardust. I will see you tomorrow. Be well, my friends. Bye.